Alright, we've got the big trailer hooked up today. We're actually on our way to Oshkosh to pick up a couple of my grandpa's bikes. My grandpa was the one that got me into engines. He dropped off my first bike for me to work on. I think he paid like $100 for the RD350, and I tore that thing down, rebuilt it, and that was the first bike I got to start up with repairing it. He actually passed away a couple weeks ago, and he's been doing pretty bad for a couple of years now, so we kind of knew it was coming. But yeah, he left these two motorcycles in his garage. I think they were sitting there for over 25 years. Gotta be. Because every time I went over there, I saw these bikes. So today, we're gonna go over there. His house is kind of abandoned right now, so there's no one there. But we're gonna go to his house and just kind of see what kind of condition these bikes are in and if they're worth saving. There had to be a reason he kept these bikes for over 25 years, I would think. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if they're rare or not, but we'll take a look and see if we can get them running at least. Alright, this is garage door open. Oh boy. Yeah. It is a mess in here. Alright, here are the bikes. Back here, Honda Gold Wings. There's a red one and a yellow one. It's kind of hard to see them. There's just stuff in here. There's a gas tank for an old bike. How many miles does this one have? 15,565. The red one over here. Oh man. This one's in pretty good condition actually. I think this is the other cover for it. This one's in nice condition. This red one. That looks complete. How many miles in this one? Oh, 54,000. 54,000 miles on that bad boy. I don't see a key for either one of them, so that's not good. No keys. This one doesn't have the rack on the back. It looks like it's missing a bolt. Looks like the battery hooks up to right here. So that one has a lot less miles. Let's see what year this one is. Brake is gone on this one. Huh. Look at that. It's got the cruise control. It's cool. Yeah, you need to get. I wish this thing had a key. So that one has a lot less miles. The yellow one's pretty cool. What year is this thing? Honda usually has them on the neck. What I might do is get them out here so we can see them a little bit better. Wheel them out. Look at all the wiring. It's all cut right here. I think the red one might be in better condition. Alright, the back wheel is like locked up. It's not moving. We're going to try to use some WD-40 on the back rotor just to get it free. See if we can save it. brake doesn't work. Check out the horns. That's funny. So looking it over, looks pretty complete. I think we're gonna start with this one. And if we need parts, we'll rob it off the other one to make one complete one. But this one looks pretty dang complete. Now that is a heavy bike back there. Oh man, getting that thing on the trailer. Fun. Both front and rear brakes were just locking up, and I had to go uphill. I don't know how much these weigh, probably close to 1,000 pounds, I would assume. Yeah, that was exciting. Getting it off with no brakes would be fun too. This thing is just so heavy. What a tank. Alright, we got her in the garage here. So, this thing is an absolute monster. Let's see. Let's see what year this thing is. Oh, it says right on it, 665 pounds. 75, so 1975. This thing was produced. You can see there's 4 cylinders, 4 carburetors, so those will be fun to clean out. It's liquid cooled, and you can see the fan in there. So pretty high tech for back then. Liquid cooled. I don't know where you put coolant into the radiator. There's gotta be a fill cap somewhere on here. That's pretty cool. Then you've got the 2 horns right here coming off the bottom. Then I believe another one right here. So this thing was like a train, a freight train coming down the road. Then it looks like you've got a fuel pump right here. Yep, and that's going to the carburetors. I wonder if this is controlled by the engine. So the engine spins and then it spins the fuel pump. So I'm kind of guessing here. Back brake does not work. We'll have to check the oil a little bit later. Everything's just really tight on it. You've got the rack on the gas tank. The seat's really nice on it. I mean, overall, it's really in good shape. Chrome is like almost perfect on it. It just has really high miles. 54,125 miles. Got the turn signal, oil light, high beam, neutral, tail, and headlight. Coolant temp right here. Mile per hour gauge goes up to 150. Got the mirror on it yet. Like I said before, you've got the cruise control button. So what you do is you twist it and then you pull that back to whatever speed you want, and it holds it down for you. It is missing the key. The choke right here on it. Choke. Yep, choke comes out. That's good. It's not locked up. All the blinkers are on it yet, except for the rear ones. Tail lights on it, not hooked up. Got the big pipes coming off of it. This giant thing is just massive. It's got the headlight on it yet. Yeah, this thing's a beast. Then you've got the fuel gauge built into the gas tank here. Looks like it's on empty. We need to get a key to open that up as well. So I think the first thing we're gonna do is try to get this key to the on position, and then get that open as well. Then it looks like we can hook up a battery to it right here, and we'll see if it cranks over or does anything. And before we do that, we probably wanna take the spark plugs out, clean up all this stuff in there, get some oil down there. Just because this thing's been sitting for years and years and years. I'm guessing over 25 years. Look who it is, coming to check out the bike. Vinny, what do you think? Look, right here. What do you think of the bike? Should we see what's going on with the bike? Oh. He's out. Alright, so we got the gas tank open. Look at that, big mouse nest right in there. That is not looking good. Where is the gas tank on this thing? Because it doesn't look like it's right here. So that's just wires hooking up to, I'm guessing, is the gas tank right here? Underneath this mouse nest, it looks like there's a cap right there. We got the ignition to the on setting as well. So we'll have to see if this thing lights up. But first, let's get this thing vacuumed out. What was that, Vin? Alright. This area's all cleaned out. Ooh. She's a little rough in there. Get a flashlight and look. Oh, it's not horrible. I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like past the point of no return. It's hard to see. Kind of see it in there. It's not like too rusty. Just like light surface rust. Alright, so I thought the gas tank was gonna be a lot worse. It wasn't that bad. It looks like the air filter's right in here. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be bad. What kind of animals living in here? This is gonna be really bad. Unless it's a sealed system. Oh, it actually doesn't look that bad. Look at that. Okay. These things have to come off. Maybe that didn't help at all. There we go. I don't want all this stuff getting into the engine here. It's stuck there now. There we go. Alright, air filter doesn't look too bad. Check that out. Oh. This whole thing's coming apart here. So the sides come off like that. That's cool. They swing down like that. That is pretty awesome, actually. Look at that. So those are all the fuses in there. Huh. All the fuses look good. Cool. Put the cap back on. What else we got in here? Looks like there was a fuse to this right here at one point. It looks like a main fuse. A red one with a fuse. Man, there's a bunch of wiring in here. Holy cow. It's this side fold down as well. Oh yeah. That looks like the coolant overflow right there. Oh, here's the coolant. That's pretty cool. Let's see if there's anything in there. Oh. Oh man. Wouldn't that be crazy if there's still cooling in there? Can't tell because it goes at an angle and then down. I don't think there's anything in there. Looks pretty dry. Wow. That's a cool design though. A little secret compartment. Oh, look at this. What is this in here? Oh, the kickstart. What do you do with that? That is cool. Alright, so it must like go into this engine and then you kick it over. Somewhere. That's wild. I've never seen that on any bike. We'll look around for the place where you stick this in. It's gotta be on the engine somewhere. Alright, I think I found where it is. So coming over to the left hand side of the bike, there's a little rubber piece right here that should come off. Oh yeah, look at that. It's like a little rubber plug. And the kickstart should pop right into there. Not really sure how it goes in, but we'll see. Right there. And you're supposed to kick down with it. This thing might be locked up. But you can see you actually kick this way with it. Down, straight down. So you're just gonna kick it like this. And go straight down like this. Instead of sideways like we normally kick. That's pretty crazy. But I think the next thing we're gonna do is get those plugs out and then just soak these cylinders for a little bit. This thing's been sitting so long. I'm guessing there's like just surface rust on the cylinders holding those pistons in place. So there's two plugs right here. Let's get those out. Get this all vacuumed out of there. Think it's coming? Alright, what do the plugs look like? Ooh, they're a little rough, aren't they? Pretty black. Looks like it was running a tad rich. Yeah. Kind of plugs. NGK D8EA plugs. We're gonna spray some oil, some penetrating oil in there, and then also some just normal oil. Get that going in there. see. All right, those are lubed up in there. Let's do the other side here quick. Okay, get these off of here. Okay. This side doesn't look too bad. There's no carbon deposits on it. That one doesn't look too bad either. Alright, spray down there a little bit. A little oil down there as well. Okay, it's still not kicking over. Try to shift down with it. Let's see, what's the shift pattern? Is it all down is neutral? Try to kick it over here. It should be fairly easy to kick over, so it's looking like it's locked up a little bit. I wonder if we can put this thing into gear and then just kind of back it up a little bit. Well, that's not a great sign, is it? She does not want to break free. Let's hook up the battery, see if anything lights up. Might be in neutral though, let's see. Oh yeah. Alright. Headlights working. Oil light came on. Alright, looks like the neutral light came on. Got the high beams on. Let's see if the electric start works. Oh, it wants to. I think it's just locking up because the pistons can't move. It's trying. It's trying. Yeah, it does not want to go. So I think we have a locked up engine, unfortunately. All right, let's check the oil on this thing. You can see there's a window down here. Looks like it's about halfway full. You can see the mark. Let's just see what the oil looks like in here. That hasn't been opened in a while. There we go. I was expecting a dipstick, but new. So no dipstick. But it looks like there's plenty of oil in it so far. So what I think we're gonna do is spray a bunch of penetrating oil down these cylinders, let this thing sit overnight, and see if we can break this thing free. Because I'm guessing it's just surface rust on the cylinders causing those pistons to be locked up. Because there's no way water would get into it, I don't think. Maybe. Spark plugs were in it. It was stored in the garage his whole life, so something's preventing those pistons from moving though. But we'll let that sit overnight and come back and see if we can free this thing up. All right, it's the next morning here. You can see the cylinders are filled up all the way with oil. This one drained out a little bit into the cup. Not a whole lot though. And then this one over here, let's see. Oh, not a whole lot dripped out. So that's good. But those are filled up as well, all the way to the top. So let's try to do the same thing as yesterday. Get on this bike and just put it in gear and see if we can break those pistons loose. Hopefully we can. If not, we're taking apart this cylinder. And I think it's this one that's the culprit. All right, spent like a half an hour trying to get that loose. And these are not breaking free, so time to dig into this thing. 10 millimeter. Those are long. I see a little bit of oil coming through right there. Everything looks pretty good though. None of this stuff is bent or broken or anything. These two are loose up here. These two are tight. All right, did a little research. So this cover right here is actually where the timing belts are. So it goes all the way across and there's pulleys in there and we gotta take all that stuff off as well to get this head off of here. And then we've gotta drain the coolant out of the radiator here and take off the whole radiator in order to get to that timing belts and timing cover. So pretty much the whole front end here, all this stuff has to come off. So let's get working on that. And then the rockers have to come off right here. These have to come off. So lots of stuff has to happen before we can get those heads off. All right, so if we see down here, you can see the radiator coolant lines going to that cover. We're gonna take that cover off. We've got coolant coming out now. So that's good. There was coolant in it. Pretty crazy. Lots of coolant coming out. Let that drain out for a little bit. Ooh, that smells pretty bad. All right, now it's really coming out. Smells like mouse pee. Don't ask me how I know what that smells like. All right. we'll let that drain out for a little bit. There we go. That's on there. And I'll break that free. And we should be able to pull that off now. If we're lucky. Yep. That's the radiator guard coming off. Gotta use a wrench for that one. Maybe if we twist the wheel, we can get to it. There we go. So then that comes off. I think there's one on the other side. There's a plate holding that on. Like that. Bolts as well. One on the other side. Oh, just getting caught right there. Just gotta get that off. Alright, now this whole radiator is basically out. Just have to try to find a way to get this thing out of here. It can come out like that. It's still draining. Alright, we're making progress here. That's what the radiator looks like. With the fan switch. So now what we can do is work on getting these timing plates off. These timing covers. Let's see. Thinking here, let's see. It would be awesome if, like, the belt was just stuck or something. Doubt that, though. Just tapping on these. There we go. Make sure you don't rip that seal. Gasket here. I think these bolts come all the way out. They should. Maybe not. one cover off. This thing's basically a car. Then you've got the tensioner right here. You have to loosen that up. The belt actually doesn't look too bad. It's still tight. That one looks pretty good too. The belt is nice and tight. Now typically what you want to do, if this engine was rotating over, was get this thing to top dead center, which would be the cap. You can kind of see it in here. You would take that out. It's like a cap right here. Looks like a 14mm cap. You'd take that out and then you would take the cap out right here. Right in here. And then you set that thing to top dead center. There's a T mark in there. And then there's little grooves on the wheels here that line up with the case. And you set that up so that the timing's correct before you take this apart. But in our case, since it's locked up, you really can't do that. So we'll have to reset the timing if we can get this thing free. But the next step is getting these belts off. So there's a tensioner right here. You want to just get these loose. They look like they're 12mm. Good. I broke that free. Now this belt should be pretty loose in here. Let's see. You can kind of peel this off a little bit. There we go. All right. Ouch. That one's a little tougher to get to. There we go. That belt came off. So that's the right one, this one. We're just gonna see if this thing moves right here. We're just gonna crank on that a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty rock solid in there. Yeah, it's not budging. All right, now to get the heads off. Okay, so this plate has to come off. So there's a couple bolts in there. You can see it through there. That one right there, and that one right there. Gotta get those off of there so this whole plate can come off. Once we get these rockers off of here. So we're gonna loosen up the valves a little bit, and then we'll take off the rocker assembly. And then I believe you need to take off the points plate too. So we gotta take that off too. I guess we'll start with that. So some models came with points, some did not. But I believe they still had the points plate. I believe you have to take off the whole mechanism. That's what I'm guessing. We'll see. Oh yeah, we got some points in there. Everything looks pretty good. So this whole thing come off, just like that. Alright, and this whole thing can come off. There we go. So that's all loose. Just get these loosened up a bit. It'll help with the assembly of it, supposedly, if you loosen these up. See if they're all the same size. It looks like they might be. Yeah, they're all the same size, so that's good. If I can get behind these, those are gonna be really tough to get to. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. There we go. Didn't look like there was enough room in there to get that off. Kind of at an angle here. See if I can break it free. It's coming. Kind of an awkward angle. There we go. Anything else holding it down? I don't think so. There we go. That broke it free. So see how that whole thing came off? So this is the left side. What we're gonna do is just work on this side first before we go to the other side. The other side might be fine yet. So we'll see. But now, you can see everything is off of this side that needs to be off. Everything is off of this side. So what we have to do now is get these carburetor manifold tubes off. Same with over here. We'll stuff these back in here. Out of the way. So we went from this one first, now we can go across from it. The breaker bar. Get that one off, and this one. And this one. And this one. This one. These all the same size. New. So the smaller ones go in the middle. Ooh, look how rusty that is. Ooh, that's not a good sign. So the exhaust is down here. We'll get that off, come back, and I think there's one more holding this thing on. All right, to get these pipes off, you have to take off the whole pipe. So from the other side, you have to take off the bolt right here, the 4 of them right here, and same on the other side. And then this whole thing came off. So we dropped the pipe. Now this thing should pound right off of here. This head, I would think. Oh, a bunch of oil's coming out of it. There we go. The head gasket was stuck. Woo! She's a little rough. Looks like water got in there. Darn it. Ooh, pistons are pretty gunked up there. Look at that cylinder. It's got a coating over all of it. You can see it's a little rough in there. Oh yeah. It's caked pretty good. It looks like old oil in there. Look at that. I don't even know what that would be. All gunked up. Looks like old gas. That's a bummer. Let's see if these pistons are moving at all. Yeah. So I think happened is the head gasket failed. Somehow water got in here maybe. Or it's just been sitting for so long that gas accumulated in the cylinder. And just got to the point where it got sticky like this. Look at all that though. I mean, it's not looking too good. Not looking too promising. We're gonna try to clean that up a little bit in there. Then try to pound on the pistons a little bit. I'm sure the other side is just as bad. Alright, you can see I cleaned it all out in there. Cylinder still looks good. Just a bunch of sticky gas was in there. So we're gonna go look at the other side, take that apart, see what's going on there. All right, we're here on the right side. Let's see what happens here. Might get my oil pan out. Last time I drained a bunch of oil. All right, now it's coming off. Yeah, these don't look that bad. So this one actually looks pretty good. Check that out. And if you look at the cylinders, those are actually pretty clean. So what the heck? Those aren't bad at all. It's got to be like the crank is locking up or something. I don't get it. Check this out. Look at that. That is awesome. We got her free. We have hope here. You see the oil coming out too. So that's working, the oil pump. Look at that pumping oil. Wow. Can't believe this thing's free. I don't know if the rings are still stuck, probably, right? I would assume the rings are still stuck. Cylinders look good. See what the other side's doing. Squirt a little WD-40 in there. Oil's pumping on that side too. Here. I'm not sure if the rings are stuck. I'm assuming they are. But a lot of times when you run this thing and gas gets in the cylinder and along the rings, they'll loosen up and eventually they'll come free. Because in order to take these pistons out, you have to take the whole engine out. So I'm not doing that. I am definitely not doing that. All right, let's see if this thing cranks over. It says we're not in neutral, but we'll try it. We must not be in neutral. Get this thing in neutral here. That's our neutral light. Stop working. There we go. We're neutral. Oh yeah, baby. Look at that. That's really squirting some oil far. Okay, check this out. Seems pretty smooth to me. Oh, geez. Oh. All right, so we got this thing freed up. I think we're gonna order up some head gaskets for it and then throw this thing back together. Piston and cylinder look really good. No scratches on the cylinders. Everything's smooth in there when you rotate it over. No knocking, no clunking. Everything sounds really good and smooth. You can see everything's really clean in there. So we'll look for some head gaskets. on eBay, see if they sell them. Then we'll throw this thing back together and see if she fires up. The goal is to get this thing to start. If it starts, we might put new pistons in it, maybe. So the plan with this is just to get it running and then go from there. So I'm not going to spend a ton of money on it. I'm not going to drop the engine until I know it runs. So next video, we'll throw this thing back together now that it rotates over. We'll do a compression test on it, make sure it has enough compression. Then we're going to have to go through the carburetors, the dreaded 4 carbs. That'll be fun. But yeah, look forward to the next video. Hopefully this thing starts up and runs like a dream. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Stay tuned for next one. And until next time, we are out.